I did in fact have another video ready to go up midweek, but I was honestly very unprepared for the overwhelming amount of positive feedback and resonance on my last video, how eco beauty has changed. I wanted my next video up on my channel to have come after I had had a chance to digest all of that. Just give like a huge thank you to everybody that watched it and commented and shared it with people. You know, really it's very exciting. I think that it seemed to strike a nerve with so many people because I think it means that, you know, it's time for some different directions, at least for some of us. What I don't want to happen is that I made that video and then I just kind of go back to like business as usual. Your support and your comments and sharing your thoughts and perspectives on all of this is so important. So I just wanted to give a huge thank you. So I actually do still have all that footage. Like it's basically edited and ready to go. So please let me know in the comments if you would still like to see that video. It's a Mercedes shops video, which if you're new to my channel is what I call a haul video because I have always hated the word haul as YouTube jargon terminology. I would love to still upload it if you'd be interested, I guess with the caveat that I'm going through this like huge shift with respect to myself as a consumer, myself as a YouTube content producer, and all of that. So why don't we just get into talking about some of the things that I was really enjoying during the month of March. So I do have a little bit of new skincare in my life, and if you follow me on Instagram, this won't be new, but I decided I wanted to pick up Jordan Samuel's trio of products. It's the Plie Treatment Cleanser, the Hydrate Facial Serum, and the Etoile Facial Oil. I was very happy to support Jordan's brand. The three of these together, if you buy them as a bundle, are $75, which is actually very reasonable for 3 products, considering I feel like most eco luxury beauty products are like, that's the starting point for one product, like a mask or a face oil or something. So I've really been liking all 3. This is a really nice, very gentle exfoliating with fruit enzymes cleanser. I can use this if I don't want to double cleanse. It gets like every bit of makeup off and cleanses the skin. So I don't really feel like I need to double cleanse with this. It's really nice. The Hydrate Serum is very comparable to a Provise Nutrify Level 1 to 6 tonic and Activist Hyaluronic. I'm having a little bit of issues getting it to play nicely under my Josh Rosebrook Nutrient Day Cream, but it works very well under Suntegrity sunscreen. So I'm still experimenting with that, but this is very nice. It has a small amount of vitamin C in it, and it's a water-free hydrating serum, basically. And then Etoile is a very nourishing essential oil free face oil. It's primarily cranberry seed oil, I believe, but it has lots of other nice things in it. Sweet almond oil, argan oil, evening primrose, vitamin E, sea buckthorn. The reason I really like having this in my stash now is I have serums that are quite active. For example, the Tata Harper Rejuvenating Serum. And if I feel like I want to use a face oil on top of a serum that has a lot of essential oils or active botanicals in it, I like having something that's sort of without those things. So this is a very nice face oil for people that are sensitive to a lot of active ingredients in a face oil, and it's very high quality. It's beautiful. So that's kind of like my crash course on Jordan Samuel, and I've just really been enjoying his products this month. Now, this product is also new to my life. I showed this in said Mercedes shops, so this will be like old news by the time you see it in the next video. This product, this is the Tammy Fender Awakening Eye Gel with elderflower and green myrtle, is more than the cost of all 3 Jordan Samuel products. I bought this because I returned a few things to the detox market and I had some credit to use up. It's not inexpensive, but I have to say I love it. Products for around the eyes are very difficult for me to like. I think in general I like things that are more gel or cream formulas as opposed to more oil formulas, and I feel like a lot of eco beauty eye products are oils. And so I was really happy to, well, the name says gel. It's so good for morning eye care. Has a really light, fresh scent. It absorbs so nicely. I find it to be the perfect amount of moisture. I don't have to layer it with other products around my eyes. It's very hydrating. I find it to be kind of gently firming. It's really nice. Honestly, it's probably one of the nicest eye products I've ever tried. So if you are in the market for a splurgy eye product, I would recommend sampling it. I'm like done telling people like, go out, you need to buy this, but it's very nice if you can get a sample of it. I'm enjoying having it and lavishing it. I think Tammy Fender is an OG in the clean beauty formulation camp, and I respect her and her products. If you want like a budget alternative, like these Jordan Samuel products are perfectly fine to use up around the eyes. Not even budget, but like multi-purpose. Hydrate, I think you could use it as an eye product and you don't need an extra eye product at all. My makeup has been very, very boring this month. Well, it's been makeup I'm really happy with, but it's very simple, I guess, and it doesn't really involve much new stuff. I wanted to just harken back to a trio of face products that just never fails for me. I will do a couple swipes of the Well People Bio Bronzer on my cheeks and kind of hairline. And then I will lightly dab an RMS color. Much more recently, I've been starting to go for Sacred, which is my sort of spring-summer monochromatic lip cheek color of choice. So this is actually what I'm wearing today, lightly dabbed in my cheeks and on my lips. And then most of the month, though, I was actually still reaching for Diabolique, which is my sort of fall-winter monochromatic lip and cheek favorite. I'll blend those in and top it with the Well People Bio Brightener. And I just feel like every time I wear this trifecta of products, when I see my skin at the end of the day, throughout the day and at the end of the day, I'm very happy with how my skin looks. It's like the perfect amount of pigment that doesn't oxidize on me, plays well on my skin type and undertones, and is long lasting. Like all of this makeup is still on my face at the end of the day, and it's just kind of like a sort of ride or die holy grail makeup combo for me. I've been doing a lot of just honestly easy nude lips this month. I'm trying to finish up my Charlotte Tilbury Lip Cheat in Pillow Talk. Are you proud of how much of it I've used? I fully intend to use this up. It's a nice product. I really like it under my Bite Beauty Pecan lipstick, which you can see I'm also making very good progress on. So this has just been like my everyday lip combo. Okay, and then the only other makeup thing I wanted to mention is I have a little makeup tip. I've never done this before and it's been very helpful. So I was watching an old Jamie Greenberg video and she had interviewed someone who said that when her mascara starts to dry out, she just puts a few drops of contact solution, or I guess you could use eye drops, into a mascara tube and it like brings it back to life. This is the Tarte Lights Camera Flashes. This dried out on me after 3 weeks. Like it dried out faster than I remember it. But I'd still been using it and I had been having some issues with it flaking off my lashes. A couple days ago, I put 2 or 3 drops of contact solution in this and it totally works. So I'm hoping to get another, month of use out of this tube now. And I just thought that was a nice little beauty tip, beauty hack. I'll quickly mention a fragrance that I'm not sure I've ever talked about. I may have talked about it in my old perfume collection fragrance musings video, but this is the Trish McEvoy Sexy 9 Blackberry and Vanilla Musk Eau de Parfum in a rollerball. This was given to me by a friend of mine who works for Trish McEvoy. It is probably the sweetest fragrance I've ever worn, and I'm not typically one that likes syrupy sweet fragrance. There's something very, very addictive about Trish McEvoy Sexy Number 9. It's musky and sweet at the same time. I think that's why I like it. I like doing this on pulse points, like maybe the crook of my arm and behind my ears or like my neck, and then I'll do a spray of the Eccentric Molecule 01. I do have one other fragrance thing to mention. I don't have it with me. I haven't yet procured a sample or anything, but I was at a friend's birthday earlier in March, like mid-March. I was sitting next to a mutual friend of the birthday girl and myself, and he works for Hermes here in Boston at the boutique. and he smelled so good. I was like obsessed with how he smelled. And it turns out he was wearing the Hermes Hermescence fragrance in Ambre Negoulier. I am now intent on getting a sample of that, and I've learned all of the different ways that you can get the purse spray travelers, 4 to a set, and I think there's 12 fragrances total in the Hermescence line. So that's like a fragrance leaning that I'm intending to explore like very soon. So just kidding, I actually do have 2 other quick beauty things to tell you. They're on my list. I don't know why the product wasn't with the rest of my stuff, but this is the Glossier Boy Brow in black. I switched from using Boy Brow in brown to Boy Brow in black, and it's like made my life. I know that it's like intentionally hyperbolic. I don't know why I've been using like medium brown ashy brow products for so long. I feel like the black works so much better, like darkening my brows, like tinting my brows, and just giving my face like a little bit more contrast, I guess. So if you are someone with my coloring and actually your brow hairs are black and you want them to kind of darken them up and maybe play off the contrast, I would give like black, ashy black brow products a try. The last thing in the beauty category that I don't have but I used is one of the, I think it's Ayla or Isla, I don't know how to pronounce this brand, the nail care brand. I had one of their single serve, single pouch, what is the word I'm looking for? Single use, I guess, nail polish remover wipes, and I had like no expectations for it. I don't know why. I didn't know you could be so blown away by a nail polish remover. I did an Instagram post on it, and I was. And so now when I run out of my other nail polish remover, I'm currently using the Zoya. I'm going to place a large order with Isla and do some of the nail polish remover wipes, some of their regular nail polish remover, and then I also want to get their base coat because I'm honestly pretty unhappy with the Lauren B Beauty base top coat that I got. The packaging has broken, the formula is not fabulous, but I've been super happy with the Isla Better Than Gel top coat for nails. Okay, as far as a couple of lifestyle things, I wanted to mention my laundress products because I'm not sure I've ever talked about these in video, definitely on Instagram. But I've been using the Laundress Delicate Wash in the scent Lady for silk synthetics and blends for a while. I learned about this from the Unfancy blog after I started investing in select silk pieces from places like Everlane, and I wanted to stop going to the dry cleaner basically because I hate the dry cleaner. Laundress makes a woolen cashmere shampoo in a cedar scent, and they also do a woolen cashmere spray for kind of scent upkeep between washings or when you're going to put your sweaters and wool goods away for the season. It keeps them fresh. It's also a natural moth repellent. This brand, the Laundress, they carry the full range on Beauty Habit, which I was so excited to see. Some of this stuff I got on Amazon, and then some of it I got from Target because Target carries some of the Laundress line too, not all of it. So after I wear a sweater, if I'm not wearing a base layer, I'll do a quick steam and then like a spritz of this, and I feel like it helps extend the freshness of the sweater until I hand wash it. Unfancy did a whole blog post on how she takes care of her wool goods. Maybe I'll just link that below for you because she did such a thorough job. And I found it extremely helpful. I basically feel like I'm running like a little like laundry operation. It makes me think of like John the Dry Cleaner. Bitch Sesh, anybody? John the Dry Cleaner? We're talking about PK as a pink pig and John as John the Dry Cleaner. Like, I was like laughing out loud on the Stairmaster at the gym. I'm very curious to try the Le Labo Laundress collaborative scents. I know they did a Santal one, and I think they've done a rose one as well. So this could have gone in the reading section, but it's kind of related to something more than just reading. So this is a book by Liz Koch, and it's called The SOAS Book. I actually have known about both this book and connecting with and working on your psoas for a couple of years. I used to regularly see a sacro-occipital technique chiropractor, which is a very particular form of chiropractic. It's not hard manipulations. It's more kind of like craniosacral actually, and like fascial unwinding. It's basically like relaxing the body so that the body can readjust itself rather than forcing the body to adjust. In this last month, in March, and this is another like huge favorite, one of my like number one favorites, is I started seeing a new massage therapist, and he describes himself as an orthopedic, I don't know if it's an orthopedic masseuse or an orthopedic body worker. Do you know how many types of massage I have tried in my life? Do you know how many types of yoga I have tried in my life? Do you know how many types of like body work in general I have tried in my life? Like, you name it, I've probably pretty much tried it, except for Kundalini, because there's a funny backstory to that. This massage therapist is in Providence, Rhode Island. He was a personal recommendation from a friend of mine in graduate school, and I never got around to seeing him when I was in grad school. I've been on like a quest to just find a massage therapist that I really jive with. You know, I've tried so many and I just can't really like stick with anybody. And so I finally decided to book an appointment with this guy, and it was really unlike any massage I've ever had. It's not even like a traditional massage. Like, you don't get under sheets, there's no oil used. It's more kind of like, I guess maybe trigger point release, very similar to some of the sacro-occipital techniques that my chiropractor used to use on me. But also he does Reiki. I have never had Reiki like that. I have had, I guess that's not true. I have had some Reiki done during a craniosacral session like last year, but it wasn't like nearly as profound as these massages have been. He told me that my psoas is quite tight, especially on my left side. So he gave me some stretches to do. And I just wanted to learn more about my psoas. And then I'm also doing like a set of neck stretches every day because I carry a lot of tension in my neck, my upper traps. So I just feel like the whole process of seeing, I'm like going on and on about this. Wow. Well, I need to like wrap it up. Basically, I'm so just taken with this approach right now because it's part of this whole thing I've been going through, which I touched on in my last video about feeling in my body and being in my body. And it's just become so profound to me lately how not in our bodies most of us are without even being conscious of it or realizing it. If you are local to the New England area and you're interested in a new bodywork experience, just email me and I would be happy to send you his information. Now I want to give you a little reading list and a music list. I always give music. I don't tend to give sort of, I guess, reading suggestions as much, but there's one New York Times article and 3 New Yorker articles. 3 of the articles are related to themes from the Eco Beauty Change video. One is not, but I think it's very worth mentioning. So the title of this one is called The Underground Railroad for Refugees. It's about a place in Buffalo, New York called the Vive Shelter, I think, and it's a safe house for refugees that are, a lot of them are trying to cross over into Canada, especially now what's going on in the United States politically. And I felt like it gave a really human face to the issue of immigration and undocumented immigration and people's motivations and the struggles. And it just touched me. And I thought the Vive Shelter was a good place to donate. I feel like myself and friends of mine, we, especially now in the current administration, are just looking for, you know, anything we can do to, you know, try and preserve some semblance of tolerance and diversity and inclusivity and kindness. Okay. So that's that. And then the other 3 things are all related to a lot of the sort of capitalist, consumerist criticisms that I was leveling in my last video. The first is in the New York Times. It's an editorial called Work is My Self-Care. I read this and I was just like, yes, yes, yes. It's by Anna North. It was published on March 21st. And it's just a quick editorial about the antecedents to the popularization of self-care. And it's interesting because I mentioned in that video how the terms self-care and self-love were just starting to really like irritate me and rub me the wrong way. And then to read these things, I was like, they totally gave me the framework to understand why I was feeling that way. And I guess I've been feeling exactly this sort of social class divide between what the term kind of initially felt like and how it's come to feel and why it feels so not great now, I guess I would say. This piece in the New York Times is really just about how self-care often is now thought to mean like be idle, like just like veg out, take care of yourself, like don't talk to anyone, don't do anything, and how for her work is her self-care and it's not being idle. And it's just kind of, I thought was a really, really good perspective. There's a piece that was circulating on Instagram that I finally got around to reading in the New Yorker, and it's excellent. It's exactly this. It's about the history of self-care terminology and usage. They even cite Foucault, his history of sexuality work, and I was like, done. And he also ties it into the rise of the professional blogger, which is honestly something I wish I had tackled more in my other video because I had more to say about it, honestly. But yes, great piece. And then the only other one I wanted to mention, there is no eye roll big enough or exaggerated enough for how I felt when I read this piece. This I actually do have in hard copy because my mom gets my sister and I New Yorker subscriptions because she really hates that we watch Bravo, and I've tried to tell her that it's, you know, we're sociologists, it's pop culture, and she's like, no. But anyway, I feel like that's just a generational divide maybe. Gwyneth Paltrow's Goop expands into vitamins. Now, if you want to be just like so irritated at how health seeking has gotten coupled with clean beauty and the pursuit of wellness from a very individual perspective, read this article and listen to the tone of just how like gross the whole thing felt. Not to mention that like it's just completely pointless. I'm gonna do an anti-haul video very, very soon. And the very first thing on my anti-haul video is the luxury supplement industry, because I think it is the biggest sham, scam, BS approach to health ever. OMG, I've been recording for so long. I will not detail the music that will be in the playlist, but I did find a lot of great new music this month. Oh, I do have one quick thing to say. I finally got to see an artist I have respected for over a decade, Trentemøller, or as we were like trying to pronounce it correctly, I think it's Trentemøller. I always thought he was German, but he's actually Danish. I have loved his music literally since like the mid 2000s, and he used to be more of kind of an electronic dance music or house music, underground house producer, and now it's a little bit more, I don't know, a lot of the stuff that they were playing reminded me of sort of like Depeche Mode, but oh my gosh, being at that show was so incredible. They played at the Paradise in Boston, and it's the best live show that I've been to in recent memory. Their energy was phenomenal. They're so talented. To find something that you really connect with and you feel is just like true talent is so, so inspiring. And I'll include some of my favorite Trentemøller tracks in my playlist, but then also a couple tracks by Joss Moog, I think is how you pronounce it, and I believe he's a French producer, and then a Francois Dubois remix that is just like a perfect summer house music track, I think. I feel like it just makes me think of summertime. It's an older track too. I like that though, when I find tracks that are a little bit more vintage, but I'm discovering them now. There's always something kind of like magical about that. Phew. Okay, I feel like I was just trying to like zip through and get through the end of this because I don't really think every video of mine can be half an hour, can it? I just feel like that's excessive. But I just don't know if I can like do 10-minute videos anymore. I just don't know if it's like in me to do. Let me know in the comments what your favorites for the month have been. If you end up reading any of this stuff, I would love to hear your thoughts. Do let me know if you would still like to see Mercedes shops, even though I honestly feel like I'm becoming like the Ralph Nader of eco beauty now or something, or like the Bernie Sanders of eco beauty. Ralph Nader more though, because he was such a like a consumer safety person, you know? Thank you so much for your unwavering support and resonance with a lot of what I'm expressing. It makes me feel like there really is the possibility for us to carve out a different way of relating to all of this stuff. Yeah, we're kind of like all in it together. So let's just move forward with the revolution. Jess and I talk about the beauty revolution like every day now. We're very obsessed. Onwards, and I will see you guys in my next video. Bye.